Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jeffrey with Achieve Ed. Today, let's talk about the most important part of the college application. Now, as always, let's start off with the short answer, and it is essays. Okay, now let's talk about the long answer. Okay, so first I just wanted to briefly talk about why colleges don't consider other things like test scores or grades as the most important factor in the admissions process. And the reason is for two things, actually. First, a lot of students already have these really good test scores and grades, especially if you're applying to a selective school, right? Like all the applicants that are applying already have these decent stats, decent scores, right? So it's really hard to distinguish between applicants just based on one person got 10 extra points on the SAT compared to another, or like one person had a 0.01 better GPA than another. Like you can't really make that comparison effectively, right? But even if colleges just set a really high bar, like, anyone with a perfect GPA, anyone with a 1580 or above on the SAT, we instantly admit them. Like even if colleges did that, right? They still wouldn't want to do that because that wouldn't make for a good class. When they're choosing people to admit, they want to shape a class. They don't just want all the people with the best test scores, all the people with the best grades. Because yeah, they're, whatever you consider the best or, the highest stats or whatever, but that doesn't make a good class, right? Because just because you have high grades or high SAT score does not mean you're better at everything else, right? Like some of the most successful were not the top of their class. They were not, getting perfect scores in their SATs. They did not have perfect GPAs, right? Like just because you have these high stats, which are good things, does not mean that you're also the best at everything else. And colleges recognize this. That's why they do not use these more objective factors like test scores or grades or any of these number-based things, right? Instead, they're going to turn to subjective things to really distinguish between applicants. And this is why I think essays are the most important part of the college application, because this is where you define your narrative, right? This is where you tell the colleges what you care about, what your goals are, and how they should view you as an applicant, right? Should they view you as someone who's very academically focused? Maybe you should write your essay then about, the field of study that you're interested in and why you want to go into that field, and, maybe experiences in that field and what makes you so passionate about that field. Or maybe you want the colleges to view you as somebody with a very fun personality who will bring a great vibe to the campus, right? Then you want to write your essay about that. You want to write about how you grew into this personality, maybe challenges along with this personality, something like that. Or maybe you want to talk about, an extracurricular activity that you did. Maybe you started a business on the side of school, right? Maybe you want to write an essay about that. Talk about how you're an entrepreneur, how you get really excited by creating new ideas and spreading solutions. My point is that you can write your essays about anything, right? There's no set topic. There's no set guideline on what you should write your essays about. It's whatever matters most to you. And that's what colleges want from you. They want to read essays that, are actually authentic from the person. They want to read essays. They're like, wow, this person is genuinely excited or interested or passionate about this particular thing. That'll, bring a very unique, kind of style or personality or view to campus, and they're more likely to accept you that way. You don't want to appear bland like everyone else, just a regular applicant with a 1550 on the SAT or something like that, right? Like you want to be unique. You want to stand out. And that's my point. That's why I think essays are the most important part of your application. There's this kind of misconception among some that like essays are meant to kind of show your writing skills. Like colleges are putting out these essays to find all the best writers because they like people with good writing skills. And that's somewhat true. Maybe they are looking at your writing skills a little bit, and for sure you should have correct spelling and correct grammar and stuff like that. But that's not the sole purpose, and that's not even the main purpose of these essays. If they wanted to judge how good your writing is, they would just look at your SAT writing or your ACT essay, right? They would just look at that. But they're not looking at that because they want to see your actual essays. They want to see like how you distinguish yourself as an applicant, what makes you special, why they should admit you into the school, right? Do you bring up certain viewpoint that's very unique? Do you have a background or experience that's very unique or special to you, right? They want to hear about these things. So, okay, I guess it comes down to my kind of overall point, which is that yes, I believe that essays are the most important part of the college application because number one, colleges want this subjectivity because they don't want to be looking at objective factors like test scores and grades where there's like fractions of a percentage of a point that distinguish applicants, right? They want to look at these subjective factors, number one. And number two, the essays are an amazing way, the best way for you to define your narrative and to show the admissions officers of your dream school what you care about, what matters to you, right? And basically almost kind of like, this is why you should accept me into the school, right? So that is the point of essays, and that's why they're the most important part. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you did, go on and give it a like down below. Also make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, so that you do not miss a single college advice upload. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.